Now, the second pentacle of Jupiter, this is the pentacle of luck, wealth, and material gain, right? So we're talking about things like abundance, prosperity. So this is the most widely used talisman, I think, in the set for material manifestation. So when we're talking about monetary acquisition, resource acquisition, it does feature a six-pointed star with divine names at each point, drawing the expansion and abundance of Jupiter down into the physical plane. So it's almost like, again, a channeling device, right? It's a good way to explain these pentacles. So uses and applications, I would carry it in your wallet, your money bag, any kind of money altar like a piggy bank for ongoing prosperity. You can place it under a green candle with your money spells. You know, orange works as well here. Use in rituals for business growth and success. Very good for business workings. Include it in abundance spell jars. You know, if you're doing like money jars, prosperity jars, or if you have mojos, grease, definitely include it in those. And you can place it on financial documents, contracts, invoices. I can't stress that enough. It's such a simple way to activate and use this particular pentacle is just putting it right there on the document. The third pentacle is really a powerful protective talisman. It defends against all forms of opposition. Honestly, it really does. Even transient spirits that might be angry. I don't really believe in quote unquote evil spirits. I believe in angry, displaced spirits for sure, though. And I definitely believe there's a lot of people out there that carry low frequency that work against us. So this protects us against those who want to work against us, whether intentionally or unintentionally. Now, it does have the power to render our enemies powerless. So it's a very powerful pentacle if used appropriately. So when we're talking about uses and applications, I would wear it or carry it when facing opposition or when you know you're going to be facing at quote unquote enemies. I would place it at your home entrance, especially if you have a threshold altar, to block that negative force, that negative entry point. I would use it in court cases for legal protection. You can include it in your reversal and return candle rituals, your root works, your radionics. And you can place it actually over photographs or personal effects of those who wish you harm. That's a very, actually, I use that probably more than anything else. With timing, Thursday again, midnight's good, or during a Saturn Jupiter hours. Waning or dark moon for defensive banishing work works really well in terms of timing. So when we talk about charging with the third pentacle, I'd use black pepper or root oil. I would pass it through some sort of protective incense smoke. You know, I like frankincense and I like dragon's blood. But again, you know, use what you are called to, what you use day to day. State the name of that person, that situation, that environment, you know, the who or what you are basically protecting yourself against. So it is said to reveal hidden things, right? Secrets that others are keeping from you, you know, mysteries maybe of the spiritual world that you are struggling with understanding or moving past. You know, some things we're not meant to understand. It's very good in prophecy and divination. So when we're looking at future events or timelines, and I feel like the fifth pentacle is very strongly tied to dream work, to trance work. I do have this on my headboard in my dream altar, the fifth pentacle. I think it's great for if you are lucid dreaming, if you are astral traveling, if you are doing a lot of ancestral visitation dream work. I think this is a beautiful pentacle to use. So uses and applications, put it under your pillow for dreams, your prophetic, you know, aspecting dreams. Using scrying sessions, you know, place it near or under the mirror you're using, or if you use water bowls for scrying. Incorporate it into your trance or your meditation altar setups. You know, get it right there on the altar. Yoginis will use this as well. They'll put it under their yoga mat. Used during divination readings for enhanced clarity, right? You know, carry it during readings with clients for deeper channeling kind of across the board so you can kind of access that higher state of awareness. So, again, beautiful uses here, especially if you are a professional divinator, if you are a professional yogini, if you specialize in restorative yoga or yoga nidra. These are beautiful ways to incorporate the fifth pentacle into those practices. Timing Thursday night. So the pentacles most charged for this person right now. Number one, the fourth pentacle, that of honor, status, and recognition. So, why it matters now for this person, if we're looking at their natal chart and breaking down those key contextual points. Jupiter entering that first house on June 30th is literally the astrology of being seen, elevated, and recognized, right? So, the fourth pentacle is the talismanic version of that same energy. So working those two together, the transit and the talisman before June 30th creates sort of like a prepared vessel, right? So you're building the container before the energy arrives. So the timing window I would prescribe for this person is to activate it at or just after June 30th when Jupiter crosses their ascendant. That is the peak moment for recognition, reputation, and elevated status workings. So next, I would recommend the second pentacle for wealth, luck, and material abundance. Why that matters to this person now. So this is speaking directly to their Virgo second house pattern and this undercharging dynamic it can produce. So in a profection year that's Jupiter ruled, meaning, the entire year's abundance themes flow through Jupiter. This is very important because the second pentacle in a Jupiter profection year isn't a nice to have. It's the energetic kind of architecture of this specific season of this person's life. So, timing window for the use of the second pentacle, I would tell this person, work it right now and consistently throughout the year. Plant the abundance seeds before Jupiter crosses that ascendant on June 30th.